because both teams are just one more game for them this season. Napoli is 79 points and Inter is 78 points. So if Napoli wins today, they are going to be champions, and Conte will be the champions returning back to the Serie A this season. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin. I'm here with the guys with my 18 to talk about this Serie A and transfer rumors happen everywhere around Europe. Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, Godwin. Good morning, football maniacs and super sports fans out there. And good morning to everyone who's pushing in and tuning in and listening to the show. Welcome on board.
Good morning, also.
Good morning, Godwin.
Okay, remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. You can go there, drop your comments. We'll be reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay. Before we talk about rumors, because the whole lot of transfer rumors happening everywhere already. The season is not yet over, but Arsenal are making silent moves. Chelsea are making silent moves. Everybody's now started making silent moves. We're going to talk about those silent moves later in the show. Okay, let's talk about the Serie A in Italy. The title race is going to be decided today. Napoli and Inter Milan will find out who will win the Serie A today. Just one more game remaining, and Napoli will play Cagliari, and Inter will go away to Como. Fabregas is the coach of Como. It's going to be an interesting game today. Both teams are playing the same time. Both of them are just playing today. Just two games in the Serie A today. If you look at this title race, it's interesting. Everybody was thinking Inter is going to win it, but somehow they started dropping points, probably because of the champions. The weight of the competition they are playing. They were playing in the Coppa Italia. I think they played AC Milan in semi-finals. They reached the finals of the Champions League, and the race for the title probably. And Napoli wasn't playing anything; they were just focusing on the Serie A, which was probably good for them. But in this today's title race between these two teams, let's start with the league leaders, Napoli versus Cagliari. Conte is there. First time he's coming back to Serie A, and he's about to win the title.
Yeah, when you're a winner, you're a winner. You can't take it away from a serial champion, a proven winner, somebody who's done it across multiple leagues in Europe. And, this is why they say, when you have success and you've proven yourself, you can go to a club and say, hey, this is what I'm going to play. This is how I'm going to play. And nobody's even talking about questioning your tactics.
But because he failed for Tottenham.
Because, excuse me,
everybody
fails in Tottenham.
Everybody fails for
He's not the first. He won't be the first. He won't be the last. Okay, so he's a proven winner.
And
everybody knows that.
He didn't succeed.
And he has succeeded.
He didn't succeed.
Winning an European title.
It's not a success still. But continue, John, on Conte.
Yeah, so everybody knows he's a winner. Nobody in your wildest imagination will say anything less than that. He has his style, he has his tactics. It's worked across several leagues in Europe, and he's about to work again here in Serie A. The difference here being they had the added advantage of being out of other European competition and having more time to train, rest, and rehabilitate players, while Inter Milan has been on full throttle chasing two trophies or multiple trophies on multiple ends, for crashing out of the Coppa d'Italia and, still pushing on to the finals of the Champions League and then pushing on in the league. It tells on the player's performance when you are fighting a battle on multiple fronts. And in Napoli have the singleness of vision to just chase this series and be able to close down those points. But you have to also give it to that team, because this team was a title winner 2 or 3 seasons ago,
and they fell off
The fall off was crazy because nobody expected the fall off, and for him to come in and in less than how many months they are contenders says a lot about him, says a lot about his work ethic, his system, and his style, the suitability. Because you can have a winner as a manager at your club, but the club process, the club system is flawed, like we are seeing somewhere else in up north in England. There has to be that synchronism of manager and team and the setup in the club to make this success work, and he has been able to translate that success even with some players that are generally unknowns. But kudos to him and to his team.
So the title race is going to be interesting. Inter, they are fighting in all fronts. They lost the Coppa Italia. Now they are in the Champions League final. They deserve it because they beat Barcelona in that encounter. So they deserve to be there in this year. They're just 1 point ahead of behind Napoli. But what do you think will happen today? Because last week was interesting. Both teams drew. when both team needed 3 points.
All,
Both
Yes.
teams.
all thanks to the
Let's not also forget that Inter Milan picked up points when these guys dropped points too.
all thanks to the draw was all thanks to the error in officiating and the last minute penalty to Lazio that was converted by Pedro in that game. Now in this one, now I'm not going to say much. Inter Milan has managed to close. Inter Milan has got to the table with 7 points at some point, and have dropped to 7 points, and have closed it down back to 1 point. And this is the end of the season. It's going to be a big question mark of what Inter Milan is going to field in today. The team that is going to win match, they have winning mentality already. So I'm not going to say if the bench can. I'm saying who is going to start and score those goals early, and if Cagliari on the other hand can defend it for their lives, because they have something else to play for. They have the trophy to give to the champions. The defending champions. So I'm just saying, Inter Milan has done well. The Champions League might come home. It's coming to Italy probably. I believe it's coming to Italy. The Champions League. The Coppa Italia might be coming to San Siro. We don't know yet. It all depends on when you leave
It's already
it
been
to
sorted as Bologna.
Bologna won.
I'm not saying Coppa Italia. The Scudetto.
Scudetto, okay.
The Scudetto is coming to San Siro. I don't want to say it's not up to the calculator FCs to start pressing calculator and saying how many goals
So
we
you
will
are
score.
saying Inter is going to win the Serie A.
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely,
I'd
because
like to see that happen.
Inzaghi, for all the hype about what's it called now,
Conte, of course.
Inzaghi has come into a side that we thought he was practically inexperienced to coach that side. And he came with a style and he made the team work, and he's
Simple.
doing everything he can to get the team to trophy. Now this is him going for. It's like, okay, last season was a fluke. Let's see if he can do it again. And he's doing it again. And this time around, he's not just doing it again with finishing the Champions League finals, or perhaps doing the Champions League finals to Man City, or perhaps doing this. He's coming in full throttle, like everything that I have to touch, every trophy I have to. And at some point, I felt like he was sacrificing the league for the Champions League, which was a problem for him, because at that time, if you look at the period he lost multiple games, was when he had Bayern Munich to play, and in between the game between Bayern Munich home and away and Barcelona home and away, that was when he lost many of his games. So perhaps he had a poor run of form in the league and was chasing that one. And in between those periods, he lost to AC Milan in the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia. Now, for you to play and it wasn't giving a cakewalk. It wasn't like a soft work for him in those games. It was tough games. Where you have to travel to play some of the biggest opponents in the competition. So it was AC Milan, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, tough games. And now only for AC Milan to go and give the trophy to Bologna at the end. But I just feel like he has done so much for the club that even if he doesn't win this one, there's still a shout at him going for the next one.
Conte is somebody that I love so much. When he moved to Juventus, Juventus was actually falling. He took them from where they were, because that time they had the administrative, because of corruption, they were relegated back to the Serie B.
Yeah.
They moved up, but they couldn't sustain themselves again. But Conte came in and won the Scudetto. First time of trying.
Yes.
I think he won it back 3 times in a row. One of them, he didn't lose a game in the season. He moved to Chelsea. When Chelsea, Jose Mourinho wanted to crash Chelsea, and he moved in, won the Premier League in the first time of asking. He moved to Inter Tottenham. Tottenham is just anybody.
Tottenham is a bleed.
Yes.
It's like what will I call it now?
Everybody.
Bermuda Triangle for clubs.
Tottenham used to
For
follow
managers.
everybody.
But Angie don't win trophy now.
Leave Angie
For
first.
managers, Bermuda Triangle for managers.
But Angie don't win trophy.
Do you think that if Angie finished 17, they will not sack him next season? They will sack him.
But he won trophy.
So he
won an European trophy.
He moves back. Conte moves back to Napoli, and he's winning it for the first time, coming back to Serie. Why I like him again is that in this Napoli side, he started with 3 at the back, changed again to 4 at the back. So it depends on who he's playing. He's adapting his style. He wasn't playing only 3 at the back. At Chelsea, he played 3 at the back and won the league. At Juventus, he played 3 at the back and won the league. But at Napoli, he changed his style. I think some coaches, that's why I keep saying, some coaches, once you grow, if you are growing your coaching career, you can tweak your style one after. I'm not talking about Amorim here.
No, we are not talking about. But you can, of course.
For the past 15 games, he has been playing 4 at the back, because every single time that lineup drops for Napoli, I go and check the lineup and see how they play.
The bottom line is, when you, like, for example, now we cannot say Napoli is a perfect team. There are clearly players he wants to get into certain positions that he does not have. There are players he's forced to work with, But when you are braced with this opportunity, the most important thing you can do is how do you adapt and make the best out of this. You are never going to have all the players you want in the club. You are never going to have all the advanced players you want on your team. They may not always follow your instruction to the letter, but you have to find a way, you have to find a tincture to make sure that this system works, and he's found it. Everybody can see it, you know. And for all the talk about his record at Tottenham and other things, I think he's put Napoli in a situation now where from this season, win it or not, they are very close to winning that Serie A every season going forward, because he's only going to get better.
How many
That's the
how
truth.
many players did he carry from the Premier League when he played today?
And why I liked him, he took average players to his club. Let's
How
be
many
frank.
players did he carry from the Premier League?
Based
They are
on funds available
workaholics.
at the
But-
time.
Now you say,
But all of them are average players.
bros, leave average players. Were they good players?
Average players.
Were
They
they
are
good players? Leave
average
the
players.
ranking. Were they good
If-
players?
if
Because
Average
you look at Philip Billing
players.
at Bournemouth, you look at his performance, you know that he's a good player. Leave the level of
Who-
where he is.
who
He's
won't
not
buy
a
him?
world class.
Who won't buy Billy? Nobody won't buy him.
Billy Gilmore, Scott McTominay.
Yes.
Are they not top players?
No.
Must they be world class?
Yeah.
Wait,
No.
Yeah,
must
yeah.
they be?
They
Now,
are
we
not
keep
world
talking back. We
class.
keep coming
They
back
are
to
not top
we
players.
keep coming back to average players, below average players. These players are good.
Let me tell you why they are average players.
They play for small
No,
clubs.
no.
Mm.
All of them weren't holding a starting belt in their
Thank
former
you.
clubs.
Billing.
Okay, maybe if I'm Billy was playing for Bournemouth.
Uh-huh.
But
They are
Lukaku.
playing for a backward
Wait now.
side
Lukaku.
club.
the two other, I'm talking about the players they took
Scott
from.
McTominay.
He wasn't a starter for Manchester United.
Says who?
He wasn't a starter.
Says who?
And
He
why would-
wasn't a
if-
starter, man.
Says who?
If he was a good player, there
Says
is
his
no
stats.
way. There is no way Man will let him go. It's because they think he
He's
can go.
surplus to
The
requirement.
team says they want to shove down players. Like this summer now, they will let many top players again
Man,
go.
who is that?
And you
Everybody
say those
knows
players
that
are not top
Scott-
players.
Scott is not a top player.
I said,
Everybody knows
see,
that.
Scott
Godwin,
was
Godwin.
not a top player.
It's not about world class
There was
player.
potential, but not a top player.
Same way we
You
say.
do
see,
not
because
let a top
if
player
not-
leave a
if-
club.
If we want to go back to top players and world class players, we could go back to the list of players that we are looking at as world class players. We could go back to the list. And now it's back to the conversation of with potential. Now, I said he left with a handful of Premier League players
Just
who
three
are good. You say just 3.
or 4. Look, if Black Cap is just
Man,
4.
on that list is 6 I
Lukaku
can
is
count
not
that is
that
starting
list
for him.
because he was
He was
already
at
he was
Inter,
at
yes,
Inter from
yes,
that
yes.
time.
Did he play Premier League football?
He no
Yes.
concern me. It's not
How
from
many years did he
Premier
spend in
League,
the
Oga.
Premier League?
He no concern
Many
me.
years.
He no concern me.
Huh?
Now from Inter to
Na
Loan.
Inter to Inter, he no
Chelsea.
concern me.
You forget?
He no
Chelsea
concern
loan
me,
spell
bro.
and this thing. Not
He
me,
no
no concern
concern
me.
me.
No, they sing, you no concern me for. I'm just telling you, handful
It's
of
not a
Premier League players.
It's not handful.
Players,
Just
you
2
get
or 3.
a handful of them. And you're saying 2 or 3, and you're looking at even in the starting level, so you already have 4 already.
Oh
In the
wow.
starting level, you already have 4. Plus the 2 on the bench. So let's not go back to how many players and the way he set up the team to play. I'm not taking his flaws away from him. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I'm saying he's a good manager. He came into the season when there were teams that are struggling to, because if time you say Juventus now they on par, AC Milan they on par. Wait till call them.
Bro,
Wait,
no
now,
be
chill,
fault.
chill.
Liverpool are
Bologna-
champions of
Bologna did
England. Nobody is fingering that Chelsea or
Bologna-
other teams had the
Bologna
first
did
season.
well under
Simple.
Thiago Motta last season, and instead of him to continue from there, he went onto a bigger team, Juventus, and was flopping and drawing all the matches he could. He
He
get
no
3 points
concern
for.
Conte.
Now, Conte flow from behind, from
He
backyard.
no concern
Same way
Conte.
and Slot. And Slot they don't build team for follow from backyard, go carry league. I agree. Conte follow from backyard, go carry league. And if he carry this league, now from backyard, because Inter Milan actually dashed them the league.
He no mean. You know me.
How?
For
How
example,
did they
Inter Milan did not have control over the running of games. Those running of games were made before the season started. Those running of games in the Champions League manifested as games happened. So you cannot blame Inter. It's not their fault. It's nobody's fault. If you want to be champions on multiple fronts, you have to face
fight.
this. Yes, you have to face this battle. You understand me? And then secondly, it's nobody's fault, because just as other teams fell off, other teams picked up this position. Nobody is tied to any position. If you want to aspire to win the league, you go out there, you put in the performance. Other people falling off is to your advantage. nobody should blame you for those other people falling off, because it's to your own advantage. If you prepared better than other teams and you're performing better than other teams, you reap the reward. Simple.
Look at, they're just 5 points ahead of what's it called, Atlanta. Because and that one injury crisis just hit.
Everybody has
the coach
injuries, man.
And
Let's
the coach
not
had
go
a
there.
beef with one. I think the coach just really had a, I don't know what I'll call Gasparani now. Just had
Explain,
that
Daya, simple.
with one of the players, and everything from there just went spiral down. So if Atlanta was on, I keep saying if Atlanta was on par, you get, at least we're not looking at other teams, we're looking at the Serie A. Teams that have always struggled, at least not even in the top 4. But last season and this season, the way they started the season, you know that okay, they are unformed, or they are on en route to get their hands on the league, and something just happened along the way, and things happened. And
so now this kind of talk now Arsenal fans go they talk, I would expect them from them, because they will say if to say
leave Arsenal fans, leave Arsenal fans.
But this your if to say now no get meaning.
Arsenal fans they get
This your if to say now no get.
Arsenal fans get opportunity to go market, they no go. Arsenal coach get opportunity to tell players.
Same thing for Atalanta, where they cry for now like a broken
Atlanta go
record,
market.
Atlanta
Same
will
thing
play.
for
But since the
Atalanta.
player wey they get no fit enough to lace the
Same thing
shoes
for Madrid
of the one
too.
he's replace am.
Napoli will play a Cagliari today, and Como will host Inter to decide who will win the Serie A today. If Conte wins Cagliari at home, they will be champions in Italy. So let's see if Conte will win it. He came back to Italy. This is his first time since for a while. I don't know how, last time he coached Juventus. He left Juventus to England, won in England. Now he's back to Serie A. He's already 1 point ahead of Inter. Win today's game, they will be crowned champions of the Serie A. Okay, who are you giving it today? Who wins the Serie A? Napoli or Inter? Can Inter just perform this magic?
Look, man, I'm enjoying the fact that I'm a neutral here. May the best man win. QED.
Now, so who are you supporting?
I support Inter Milan though, but it's up to Calculator FCs to press calculator, and it's up to Cagliari. Now is our fate is in the hands of Cagliari. Our fate is in the hands of Cagliari. But me, I want Scotty because they disgrace her for mine. As mine no win anything, I made that guy just win something. So I have a divided.
Okay.
I'm
a divided entity at this point. But if Napoli wins it, I'll celebrate.
You know, I'm good with whoever wins
You get,
it, because
if
Inter
Napoli
winning
wins it,
fantastic season
if
for
Napoli
them.
wins it, I'll celebrate
Fine.
because of Scott McTominay and Billy Gilmore. I'm a Scottish by pride, you know. So if Inter wins it, I'll still be happy because now they're my heart today. But because I'm Scottish by pride, I want Napoli to win it. So anybody that wins it, I'm okay.
Okay, let's see what happens today. Who will win the Serie A in today's game? We will find out later tonight. Both games are happening the same time, 7:45. That's 15 minutes to 8. That game will happen. We'll start both teams. Only two games in the Serie A. Both of them will play the same time to decide who will win the Serie A. Today, okay, one game in the La Liga. Real Betis will play in Valencia. Let's get your prediction for that game. Who wins?
Anthony to score and assist, man of the match, Anthony. Everything that happened in that match, Anthony. Anything, Anthony and Isco. Anything that happened in that match, Anthony and Isco. But for me, I just feel like Real Betis have been, they are still chasing the top 4 spots, but which is far from over. But anything that happens in this game can still put them in the shout for Europa League next season.
Yeah, they just need to beat Chelsea and they will go to Europa without even if
Without
they
policy,
but no, we don't want to leave it to chance. We don't want to leave it to faith and hope. We want to be there. You get?
Okay. What do you think will happen in that game, John?
I think Betis have what it takes to win the game.
Okay, let's see what happens in today's game. Just one
John,
game.
don't be agreeing with me.
No, it's not. Betis have what it takes.
Let's see what happens today. Real Betis will play Valencia. Okay, let's move away from football and talk football rumors. First, let's talk about a legend, Modric. He had decided to part ways with Real Madrid.
Oh,
after so many
standing ovation.
He has won 6 Champions League with Real Madrid since he made that debut for them. He has been a fantastic player for Real Madrid. He is 38 years old. He wanted to continue, but I think Real Madrid is time for. He wanted to even reduce his wages to continue, but he's 38. They told him to have to leave so that younger players can come into this Madrid squad. But he has been a fantastic player for Real Madrid since he moved from Tottenham to Real Madrid. Good player. That guy
He's a fantastic player.
He's so good. He won the Ballon d'Or, came second in the World Cup. his team Croatia took Croatia to the World Cup
World Cup.
finals, won the Ballon d'Or, won 6 Champions League, won 4 La Liga titles. Legend of the game.
No, he's a legend. Nobody can take it away from him. There are very few players that can close their eye and throw a pass, and 99.9999999 it gets to the target. There are a few players that you put into your midfield that you can just go and rest. These are what we call sons of consolations on the football pitch that just come into the game, and as a manager, you're just sipping pina colada, and the game is playing out. You go pick up a trophy, you give him a thumbs up, and you go your way. He's a very good player, very good. This is somebody's influence at the Madrid side that would have expanded beyond now. But I feel like this shake up with Carlo pushed this forward because maybe there's a few things there he wants to move on, maybe, or the club feel like let's just get people out who maybe you don't want Kakos start forming after Xabi's arrival. So I'm just feeling that they should have left him on or moved him into the coaching backroom staff.
He still wants to play. He still wants to play. So he cannot go to coaching.
He can still play. That's the thing. He can still play.
Arriving in Madrid in 2012 was one of those seasons you say, who'll be this one again? But when you go back and say, okay, what did this guy do at Tottenham Hotspur?
Bro, let's not go there. Bro, was legit.
No, wait, I be like,
was legit.
When you saw somebody like that move to Real Madrid, I'd be like, who be this one again? First of all, you ask that question, everybody has that question mark on them. And you go, no, let me see what this guy did. And you go to Tottenham Hotspur and you see that in a team that is struggling, there's one person holding the candle, and the candle is always shining as bright as the whole team. And he's always getting the team to pocket spaces, always making the team move forward. You say, okay, fine, it's good. He's a good player. I look at this player and I'm like, a single-handed person, one person in midfield, that when you surround him, 5 defenders or 5 midfielders surround him, in that tight areas, he still gets the ball out.
And you can't get the ball off him.
You bully him off the ball, referee will come to his rescue. And the worst part is you can't even bully him off the ball. He's not that what's it called, hefty, big, and all of those, like the Hawks or perhaps the Marcos Cunha or the Jolintos.
Or Adama Traore.
He's not that built, but in that tight area with the ball at his feet, he can make things happen. And players like that, they are like 2%.
2%
out of the 10,000.
Is in the category of Iniesta, Xavi, Silva, David Silva. Those kind of players, they are always rare, and these kind of players are actually fading away from football.
For real, man.
It's true. You hardly see a player like them.
What I wouldn't give to go and photocopy Silva, Aguero.
You hardly see players like them. I think they are part of the last number 10s you see in football. But congratulations to him. He has done well. He moved to Real Madrid 2012. Since then, he struggled in the first season, but after 2013, he became the first team player and started winning titles. Won 6 Champions League titles with Real Madrid. Congratulations to him. Let's see where he's going to start. If he's going to continue with maybe a bigger team.
Man, you go sign up.
Which man you?
No, I wish him well though. No doubt.
Okay, before we move on to other news in rumors happening around football, let's go to our YouTube. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports and Football Legend. Welcome to the show. Emmanuel, I can see you. Emmanuel, say, how are you? I'm fine. We are fine. Emmanuel, thank you for joining us on today's show. Chooks, my man, Chooks, thank you for always joining us on today's show. Say congratulations to Napoli. You don't even give them the title in advance. Remember, their goalkeeper is on loan at Cagliari, and I'm sure he's going to start. Napoli's goalkeeper. And Chooks is also saying, Organon, so you always support the funnies. Which one is your fate is in the hands of Cagliari? If Real Madrid if Real Madrid, you like calling the Real Madrid let them sign the whole Galacticos. Barcelona will still baptize them anytime, any day. Let's see what I'm talking about.
How far?
This voice to the last season. This Barca fans now in a mute.
Talking about
Barcelona last season.
Talking about Barcelona, Rafinha have signed a long-term contract till 2028. After the sterling season he had this season, he has signed a contract to keep him at Barcelona till 2028. And as we said, told you before, Hansi Flick has signed a 2-year contract with Barcelona to stay 2 more years at Barcelona. He likes signing short term contract. I think it's good for him, so that you cannot really sack him like that. He can decide to go.
He has his future in his own hands.
2 years he can leave. he can leave Barcelona. The next stop is Yamal. Yamal is going to sign a new contract with Barcelona. I think good for Barcelona. They are actually building this team very well from ground to finish. Rafinha almost left, but he did well this season. He's going to be at least top 5 of
No
Ballon
doubt,
d'Or. He's
no
going to
doubt,
be.
no doubt. Nobody can take
Yes,
it away from
I
him.
think that they are building well this season, but let's see what Barcelona will do. They keep talking up to the press. Deco, they are sporting director, keep talking to the press, telling that they are still going to sign more players. They are still
Now
going
the
to
way
build.
now.
But let's see if they are going
I
to
wouldn't
build.
hold my breath on that, because that was how they started last season. We are going to sign Nico Williams everywhere, commotion, chaos. At the end of the day, Baba Alpha, nothing. You understand me? I think it's a fantastic move for FCB. This is one part of the business of the game that nobody talks about. When you have a fantastic season and you have players who are over-indexing, who are putting in performance, who you can see consistency with, you have to go and look at those final details of those contracts. If there is a buyout clause for 30 million, 25 million, and that guy is now 3x the value of that sum, it's a good time to go and draw him closer, give him some bumper pay, and then renegotiate some of those terms so that you don't lose out star players on the free. Like you have poachers like Real Madrid next door. You don't want to lose anybody. So tie them down to better contracts, tie the manager down, and then you cannot talk about building a dynasty, because a dynasty is when you have the key players around for another decade, you have the manager around, and you guys can go on a run like we've seen so many other clubs in Europe do.
Okay, let's see what Barcelona is going to decide. I think what Deco talked about that was interesting is Nico Williams, why they signed Olmo, because I think it was an option either to sign Nico Williams or to sign Olmo. But he was saying that Olmo showed that he wanted to join Barcelona, and Nico didn't actually, was reluctant. Like if it happened, make it happen. If it not happen, I don't care. Anyone.
I am not buying it.
That's what Deco said. But,
I'm not buying
but
it.
let's see. Real Madrid is building. Barcelona is building. It's going to be interesting next season. Remember, Xavi Alonso is going to take them from after the end of the month.
And they've already made 2 signings.
They made 2 Trent and
Hoyson.
And Dean Hoyson
And
from 1 month.
So 2 signings. So everybody is buying in Spain. So the La Liga and the Champions League for both teams is going to be fantastic from next season. Okay, let's talk about one particular news that I find interesting. When we are talking about coaches, our guy is moving to Germany. Guess who I'm talking about?
ETH.
Exactly. Eric Ten Hag.
Normally.
Yeah,
I wanted to say Ethereum, but
Okay, Eric Ten Hag, Bayer Leverkusen is looking to sign Eric Ten Hag.
He's been negotiating with the German club,
So
but the club the name of the club was undisclosed.
You know what is interesting? If he goes to
Leverkusen
and do well
and wins,
you will know that the problem is Manchester United.
Now, how will you know that the problem is Man United when this man bought his Ajax full team to Man United?
You know, say if he gets spiritual problem,
thank you.
They walk. Something go dey collect that.
Now they
Yes.
ask you, wait, calm down now.
This is
When
what
this
they call
man,
the Kanka one and the Palmer one.
you know, say Ajax played, I think 2019 Champions League, and they beat almost all the German teams.
Yes,
that
granted.
year. Now we know that team, that Ajax team that year, good enough to play for Germany. But we're not sure if they're good enough to play for Premier League, because you see all of them, that Ajax said that year, that's Ziyech, them, all of them. The ones who come Premier League, you go see say most of them, like 90% of the ones who come Premier League flop. That 2019 team, 90% of the team will come Premier League. No, not true. Forget the conspiracy.
Forget that thing. See, one thing you don't have control when you do a transfer, you're rolling a dice. When you do a transfer,
and
you are seeing a team working in Ajax, components of players working in Ajax. You are seeing some coaches, some managers, you see what you need, but everybody looks at the shiny object, what you want. What you need may be a Kante in your midfield, but what your eye is telling you is you are seeing a Ziyech. You buy the Ziyech and, reality. They say that proximity reveals flaws. So you are seeing Ziyech from afar, just like Premier League fans were seeing Mudryk from afar. All the highlight reels on social media are for our market.
But it's a bit wrong, nah.
Now run you buy and come.
No, it's a bit wrong.
Now run you buy and come.
The team, now you misplaced the identity. When you signed Mudryk, he was the fastest player in his league, and the team they pack boss well. So because of that, you went to sign him because it's a bit wrong, not because it's a bit play ball.
Oh wow.
As
Oh,
the carry
wow.
am come, he can't forget the ball for back for
Chelsea
Premier League.
fans, do you agree with that? Because I don't.
The team he was playing for was a
My-
counter-attacking
My
team.
own is that Ten Hag.
Now Ten Hag
If
now
he
is going
goes
to
out-
Ajax. Sorry, I say Ajax. He's going to
By
Leverkusen. I wanted to say Feyenoord, but have mercy on me. Leverkusen, and Xavi is leaving. Xavi is playing 3 at the back, where your midfielders you can build from, and Xavi builds from the back and is a little direct, and your fullbacks can join the conversation up front. Now fullbacks are leaving Leverkusen as well because Frimpong is going to join Liverpool, and let's say Florian has rejected Man City currently. They are still looking at maybe Bayern Munich or another team in England. Maybe Chelsea might be coming in for Florian. We don't know yet. But now Jonathan Tah, Bayern Munich. Now this team is about to
That is
offload.
living on a free, no?
This team is about to offload half of the players that won the league for them. Now, if they're offloading half of the starting 11, let's say 7 of the starting 11 players, more than half of that team, and Ten Hag is coming in, what is he going to do to make sure they come back to that competitive
For me,
because this is the team that won the league, and the next season they finished second.
Granted, for me, it's a golden opportunity. Like I tell you, if you have a strong ego and you have a strong work ethic, change in any form shouldn't faze you because you are coming there with they call it a widget. A widget is a collection of solutions that you have mastered over decades. And with that widget, you come, no matter what it is you are facing, it's easy for you to adapt because these 7 players leaving is a plus for ETH.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Maybe more, but it's a plus for ETH because you can rebuild this team now into your image, right? It's easier for you to now implement what you want to implement. There's no cartel in your club that is going to come in and tell you that we don't want to play today, like it was somewhere else. Shots fired. Somebody has been receiving headshot now somewhere. So that's what it is. It's an advantage for him. Go in there, get the right players. No sentimentality in buying players because anybody you are buying is on your record is to save your job, and anybody deficit you buy in, now you buy and now you go play.
Everybody that left Manchester United in a couple of years that have done well in other clubs. So let's see if he probably. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to follow him next season to see. I'm not expecting to win the league because Bayern Munich is always strong in that Bundesliga. But if he comes second,
but Leverkusen win now.
Yes, why not do him again if he is?
Thank you.
That's what.
Now for league we get Dortmund. For league For league we get Dortmund.
Let's go there.
What's your call Frankfurt. All of them. You still finish. Let's see them.
Don't even follow. Where Dortmund finish himself?
Before Leverkusen came into that top 4 this season, how many times they don't enter top 4 in the last 10 years?
I'm not saying that.
Let's not go there.
No, in the last 10 years, how many times Leverkusen enter top 4?
Let's not go there.
Let's say for 5 or 6.
I disagree with you, man.
With Frankfurt there.
Wait.
I say how many times? I know that they never go there, but how many times?
Multiple times.
My own is that when Bayer Leverkusen, if he goes there and do well, whether the foundation is set for him.
Godwin.
If he finishes first or second, I think he will do well.
Simple.
That's what I'm thinking about.
If you finish first or second, if you finish second, you do well. If you finish second or third,
the club did not move backwards.
if you finish second or third, you do well. Because when he came to Man United in his first season, he finished third. Abi? He finished third in the first season. Yes, in his first season, he finished
so
third.
now you are just giving him a caveat for the first season and you are saying the real test is in the second.
The real test now after first season.
Let's see.
We'll know how far.
When
Okay.
He finished second in the third in the first season in Man United, and when he moved after this, waiting now 8 or 9.
But say 2 trophies, right?
Leave that 2 trophies.
Okay.
He won the first trophy fair and square. Second one, he bribed Man City. Let's come back to reality.
let's see what he's going to do. He's going to move to Bayer Leverkusen in the summer to see. Let's see. He's going to battle company for that title next season. Okay, let's move away from other news and move to England because I know everybody's expecting news from England. Let's start with Arsenal. Arsenal first.
Updates.
Ateta was talking to the press yesterday, and he said yes that he wants Partey to stay and he wants Partey to sign a new contract. So Arsenal is negotiating with Partey currently because his contract is expiring this summer.
Mr. Consistency.
So he said that consistent wise that Partey is the best this season, and he wants him to play. They are losing Jorginho
Yeah.
Going back to Brazil, you can't lose your two number 6 once in a.
Zubimendi is coming in now.
Zubimendi cannot play the whole season.
Yeah.
So imagine having Partey.
You have to keep Partey around.
Yes,
bring
Partey
in-
and
Then
Zubimendi
Zubimendi will
around.
be on the bench.
No, it depending who's time. Zubimendi will not play the whole season. That's the point. Clubs that win titles have squad depth.
Thank you.
So having Partey on the bench or Zubimendi on the bench is squad depth.
Thank
And both
you.
of them are better
And
than
let's not
Jorginho.
forget,
You can upgrade
Zubimendi
to
will
Jorginho.
still take his 9 weeks.
So you need to still establish. So having let's see what happens.
So you want to come back to the 9 weeks? I think it's saying no. I think it's saying no lie.
It might.
There are players that come in and they over-index.
They can
Haaland
hit
is one of them.
Yes, you can come in and hit
Not
the ground
everybody
running.
can be
It
Haaland.
happens.
Yes.
I can
In
remember
a team that creates almost 300 chances, you can't put striker with no sabi score goal. He goes score multiple goals.
Jesus where they play number 9. Why no score multiple
Thank
goals
you.
since he was
Thank
playing?
you.
Jesus na another person. Jesus na another entity on his own.
Truth about
Let's
it,
not go into
there
Jesus
are
topic.
players that are exceptional.
Thank
They come
you.
in and
One in
hit
1,000.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They come in and hit the ground running. And if you remember, where he's playing, like Zubimendi we're going to play, it's not really a way you can judge him with statistics.
Yes.
Because Arsenal holds the ball, so most times if he fits in very well, does the preseason fitting well,
He can come in and just
hit
start
the ground running.
up one
Depending,
time, yes.
he's always hard for striker because they will judge you based on number of goals you are scoring.
Based on
That's
every
the problem.
midfielder self is worse.
So, but let's see, Partey will sign a new contract. But the rumor here now is that Arsenal is looking to buy Rodrigo to come to Arsenal. So Arsenal is bidding for the 24-year-old. He could leave Real Madrid this summer. But the rumors that Alonso is talking to him that he should stay is part of his plan. But Arteta is looking for that left wing.
Yeah.
He's not sure of
Valid
Trossard.
move, valid
He's not
move.
sure of Martinelli, even though he trusts Martinelli more. But probably if Rodrigo comes in, either
He can play as
Trossard,
a striker.
No
No striker, please.
striker.
He should
striker.
come in
As-
and play as the winger he plays.
Yeah.
Again, as striker, he be.
either Trossard or Martinelli have to leave the club. But if you look,
I think it's going to be
obviously-
Martinelli because Trossard is in conversations for a new deal.
No, Trossard is almost 30. Martinelli, do you know?
They are offering him new deal. Do you know what that means?
You don't understand Martinelli. You don't understand how Arteta loves Martinelli. You don't understand him. You don't understand that the love for that boy is. I
The
can't
same
explain.
love we get for Smith Rowe.
All the
Let Smith
players
Rowe
wey
do that.
love, none of them they perform.
No. I want to ask the same love because if you say that they hype Smith Rowe that time and Reece Nelson.
No, do you know
I
why?
let
Arsenal
those
still
two
have a
dey.
buyback in
Do you know why
Smith Rowe.
Smith Rowe? Arteta couldn't guarantee him that
Starting
he's going to
it,
start.
yes.
He has
You
been to
cannot
the club.
guarantee that he's going to start
That's
now
what
because
I'm
he had
saying.
another guy to compete with.
What I'm saying.
You have it's not you have a team that is,
Yes.
it's not you have a player that is playing where you have to compete with. You have the club captain
That's the problem.
to compete with.
Why
So
I'm
there's
saying
no
that-
guarantee for you to
No,
start. Now for Martinelli
But
or
he wants to be starting and playing games.
like I said, there's a way you can increase their chances of playing. Like look at Ethan now. Ethan can play
You
before.
cannot
Ethan cannot
increase
play like
it.
for 3 months. He cannot play. All of a sudden he's playing 5 minutes in 2 weeks. All of a sudden he's playing 30 minutes in a game.
Because they had injury
Injuries.
problems.
Thank you.
If
Now those
everybody
players are
were
back from
playing-
injury.
if problem-
When you
okay,
put it in
okay,
context
look
like
at it
that, you
now.
understand why
Since
you're
everybody
getting
came
more
back from
chance.
injury.
Bro
One day he has
has
not
been
played more
strapped
than
to the
10
bench,
minutes
yes.
for the last 5 games.
As I'm saying now, he comes in and he plays 5-10 minutes each game.
I'm telling you, in the last 5 games, even in Champions League, he didn't even play the 2 legs.
Yes.
You
My
want to play
own is
against
that-
Real Madrid?
My own is that some players need to play
Yes.
if they think they are top players. But if Rodrigo comes to Arsenal, I think it's a good deal for Arsenal if he comes to Arsenal.
It's a good day for us now. Real Madrid have been sending us now star players, since Kembe. So fantastic one. He should come in and go and collect that shirt straight from Martinelli, straight to the bench, straight up. No questions asked. Martinelli.
But
straight
you can
to
still
the
see them
bench.
play a Saka, Rudigo, and Martinelli. up
That
front.
one where they talk now. No
And
And
concern.
Arsenal will not ban
Now
by
this
striker.
kind discussions now they put us now back to the same problem.
Arsenal will buy a
You are
striker,
the one
that's that one.
suggesting this now.
I'm
You are
not-
the one that
I'm
will still
see.
criticize them next
See,
season.
look, I'm not suggesting it.
Please.
I know the
finish
Arsenal
deal
that we
for
all- I know the
Gyökeres and then sign Rodrigo.
I know the Arsenal that we all support.
Mm.
Rodrigo came into Real Madrid as a striker, not as a winger properly.
He no
If you notice.
consign me.
And because of the way things were at Real Madrid, I think last season he was played from the flanks. Last season he was played as a striker with Vini, while Jude was behind the two of them. You get the same style they want to go into next season. Rodrigo, it was Rodrigo, Vini up front, Jude behind them. You get. He can work at us. He can work at us now.
Please
Rodrigo is a striker.
don't even try it.
But I'm just saying, we know Arteta fit sign and say, okay, fine, because your profile as striker you be attacker. If you play as striker, why he is the fluctuating striker? Why you get a striker that can camp?
Okay, let's see what happens with Rodrigo. Arsenal is bidding. If he's going to go to Arsenal, we don't know because the transfer window will open up soon. For Manchester United, they are going to they want to sell Rashford. They want to sell
Yeah.
everybody, even Sancho, Anthony, everybody. They want to start clearing out everybody. But another question is Fernandez is going to stay. Fernandez is 30, and in that interview, he said that he wants to challenge for title. He doesn't have a long time in football again.
Thank you.
So this summer he has to decide if he wants to stay at Manchester United because he cannot be 30 years old.
He also said that
and they are not fighting for any
he
title.
also said that he can understand if the club feel like they need to cash in on him.
Yes, he says so. Yes, he doesn't mind.
So please, and then if you also read the statement made by Garnacho that
yes, I saw that one
he
too.
played every game leading up to the finals,
and they dropped him.
And at the finals he played just 20 minutes. And if you go and look at the start on that game, he had better performance and better numbers than Mason Mount, who played for 70 minutes.
I think he was talking about Mount.
Yes,
because he didn't say this is why Mount to start
on
the bench.
that pitch on that night. Garnacho was the only Manchester United players in tears. So I think it may be a good season. It's going to add to the bottom line for Manchester United to sell him out for 50 million and move on.
So there's going to be a whole lot of players.
Yeah, sell him out. Sell him out. Coach gets in decision. And in that game, we all come back here and say, what if that man that started has scored like 2 goals?
He did not score.
He did not score.
No, because he did not score. The last time is 20 minutes and score. I understand Garnacho's pain because he's been playing all the games since all these players have been out injured. I understand his pain, but he doesn't have the right to question the coach's decision.
Bro, he has the right, man.
He doesn't have the right to question the coach's decision. It's just like telling me like that Alvarez will not be because of the Champions League final they lost against Chelsea or so. You now come and tell me that why will I be on the bench? Even when I'm just making instances now.
Bro.
Why will I be on the bench? Or the time what's it called? Pep Guardiola decided to play without a DM. And they lost the semi-finals or the quarter-finals against Leo. The DM will now come and question his tactical moves, or perhaps come and question him that why will he take such decisions.
The statement made did not mention the manager.
Indirectly,
he not concern me. If you are not happy, you are not happy. And in the moment, you have the right to say what you want to say concerning the situation and the team. And if you look at the statistics backs him up. 70 minutes played, 0 shots on target for Mount, 0 chances created, 11 passes, 72.7% accuracy, 0 crosses, 25 touches. Garnacho on the other hand, 20 minutes played, 1 shot on goal. Vicario saved it. 1 chance created, 14 passes, 78.6% accuracy, 2 crosses, 19 touches. He is well within his right to feel that he should have played more.
At the end of the day,
and he's a human being.
He does not have the right.
He's not a robot.
To question the manager's decision.
That statement was actually wrong. If you had just said, just left.
I feel his pain.
If you just keep
I
quiet,
feel his pain, but he not get the right to question manager's decision.
Remember,
people they play their life for like 7 years. They go come, they will put him on bench.
I remember 2006 Arsenal reached the final. Ashiko was injured throughout the season, and Flamini was playing very well for that left side. Final of Champions League, they dropped him and put
Man United, Ferguson packed the song. You didn't forget? Packed the song against AC Milan. He choked Pello. He no gree and play ball. When they reach final, he put her for bench. Man, you lose. So let's see. Coaches they make decisions sometimes when they come back to bite them. You understand? But the player not get the right to question because Packed the song never talking about. Packed the song is not saying anything about it.
But let's see what they are going
if
to.
If you don't want to hear what somebody is thinking, don't ask them.
I think
that's for the media.
For me personally, I don't think he should have made that statement, but he has already made that statement. So they are going to decide if they are going to let him go. They are going to decide if they are going to let Fernandez go. Rashford,
120 million.
Everybody is going there.
If you have 120 million, come for Fernandez.
Let's see what will happen with Manchester United.
But Gavin, this is not the most interesting news concerning Manchester United.
What is the interesting news?
The most interesting news is that after the loss in the final, the share price dropped to $11.
Yeah, well, they are still going to be
Jim Ratcliffe. His investment has been divested by 60%.
Okay, let's see what happens with them. For Chelsea is still looking to buy a striker. Maybe the lap. The Rumours is building gradually for Chelsea to buy the lap in this summer. We are going to see what happens. For Liverpool is going to make signings too. But let's see what happens. Okay, let me open the phone line to take maybe a few calls to get your own thoughts about all these things we are talking about. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Name and location,
Good
please.
morning, Nonso. Good morning, John.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
I want to warn Nonso to stop editing that thing. Nonso, take time.
Say,
Say me and you na friend.
which one? I dey talk plenty.
Make I talk my name, I beg. My name na Coach Santos.
Okay.
My fellow coach Ibem.
Wait, do you have the certificate?
I do have one.
John, you dey hear wetin they talk?
I do have one.
I don't
One
understand.
carry and go arrest. He go know how far.
You go explain, Taya, no evidence.
No, so I tell you, you hear wetin he say we follow backyard go Cali League.
No be na wetin John talk. I just dey highlight wetin John talk.
No be me. Na you. Na no so.
Na no say na no so they
Thank
want carry
you.
wetin come give. No so take time.
Me wey dey support Liverpool from beginning of season.
See, na lie you. I be the talker.
Thank you.
You see, this is an slot.
Mm.
Do you know he converted Gravenberch for that hope?
Mm.
If not, he couldn't have won this league because that is the key of that. You see, club tried, but due to it doesn't have that defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
But the moment he brought that guy into that defensive midfield, he solidified that midfield.
Yeah.
If you don't have a very good defensive midfield, he cannot defend well.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see when the guy started getting tired, Liverpool started losing games.
Sure.
So you need to fortify that midfield. Do you know that injuries hamper club? But the way this man is doing it, he be interchanging
yes.
This
yes.
guy Arnold with
Conor
Bradley.
Yes.
Then subbing this guy
David
with Gakpo. Then sometimes using this guy
Enzo for
this guy
David
is using Gakpo the central midfield attacker.
Mm.
So you cannot say it's already made. It depends how you position your players, make them work well. So it's not about they have a good team. You can have it, if you can give this team to another coach, you fumble.
For sure.
You will fumble. It's not about you have a good team. You can have a good team, good player, but a coach will come and mismanage them. They can have a nice time.
Thank you very much.
That's when you say when you do player profiling properly. You profile your player and you play them in a certain position and the team will start getting results.
You explain.
Coaches like
no evidence.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Alex.
John, you know they do no question.
You don't cry finish.
Talking about that Arsenal team, I don't know what you mean by selling off Martinelli and bringing in Rodrigo. What's the difference? Because me, the way I'm seeing Martinelli is even playing well. Some type of football that Rodrigo used to play. I thought that I would have even learned his lesson.
Come on now.
Okay,
Mado.
Continue.
5 seasons now. I'm to show for it. You know that you need a standard night. He's not that tall. He's not even that tall. So you need a formidable striker, not giving a winger in form of a striker. And you are leaving Martinelli to go, bringing in Rodrigo. Yeah, I don't even see that happen. After all, me personally, I know that Rodrigo, I also will not let Rodrigo go. So that one is outside. Talking about Inzaghi and Napoli, they are going for this Scudetto title, and I don't think Simeone Inzaghi is even giving anyone. Even though that I know that he was sleeping at some time because of this Champions League. You are supposed to know that now. I would not even like even leave that title. I think Simeone Inzaghi will surely have a double to do in this season.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So as for my team, United. I see what you are posting in your IG. It's far. It's 100 years. This and that. John is saying that we are going to start playing Europe next season. It's not
Alex.
No shortcut for now. No shortcut.
And me say personally, said I would have been happy if we would have leave this Europa, but that not being the case. We didn't leave the Europa, so we left for this team now to go back to the drawing board and start from the scratch. I know how. I've seen the history of United. How Ferguson did with United. The first 3 seasons, he didn't even do anything.
All right,
So I
Alex.
just pray that
Hello.
support him and back him up in
Okay.
every
Thank you very much.
necessary. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Alright.
Okay, let's see if they are going to give him time. I think Alex Ferguson took 4 years. Let's see how many years they are going
They've
to give him.
made 100 million pounds available plus any amount they
Yeah,
can
they
raise
can
from
raise
selling
from selling
players, so they
players.
should be able to rebuild.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
My name is Roland from Niamey.
Okay, Roland for New Heaven. What's your contribution?
Okay, first and foremost, I want to tell you also, what's his name? The other guy there.
John, yeah.
No, so actually it's not so.
Sorry.
Yes, so
If he's taking your personal, he should leave us alone. You didn't have to support us. I can remember in this program when before we play Real Madrid, you were against us. Arsenal were playing Arsenal like
Thank
this.
you.
When we came for your head. Now you're telling us the Arsenal that we support. Which Arsenal that we support? Let us, if they are making a mistake, let them make a mistake. Let us stay there.
so
Continue.
The player of Arsenal is not even. I'm not even blaming the players. I blame that coach. He keeps making the same mistake and don't know how to fix himself.
Mm-hmm.
The same mistake he made last season. The same mistake he made this season. Look at where they were last season. Look at where they are. They're the same problem. Having 2 titles to chase and you don't know what to do. Go to market, get a striker.
Thank
Now
you.
say you want to buy this one and change this one. What has now led is a point, man.
Thank
Look
you.
at that front. Look at the wasted chances they had against PSG, the second leg. If you had a strong striker, a focused striker there, then you will be converting chances.
Mm-hmm.
Now, putting players here, left, right, and center, trying to play like back, all this kind of thing. Yeah, those things don't matter when it comes to when you want to, in a particular stage in football, when you are playing for a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Understand?
Yeah.
So let Ateta fix himself.
Thank
You
you.
should go back to the drawing board, look at where he failed in the past 2 seasons, and trying to make correction and not making the same mistake every season.
Thank you.
Every season.
All right.
Nearly cannot kill a bird.
I'm telling you.
All right, thank you
Valid
very much.
points all around.
Yes. On the other side, I want to say this man that's going to Leverkusen,
Yes.
he should also work on himself. When he came to Man U, he had to win with most players, and most of them were leaving.
Yes.
So he should humble himself. Know the way, I think he lacks that human relationship or whatever.
Thank you. Yes. Man management.
With players. Let him fix himself. Let him humble himself. Whatever he wants, let him take time and take decision, not to start pushing this one now, pushing this one later, and trying to be autocratic.
Mm-hmm.
So
All
that's the first step for him to succeed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, finally, let's end with the Presidential FA Cup. Rangers International crashed out of that cup, but the interesting part of that, this particular cup is Abakaliki FC. Abakaliki FC, they are in the finals. They actually won against 3 Premier League clubs to reach that finals. The first. The final game they played on semi-final, they won on penalties against the Ikorodu City. They are in the finals. Let's see what happens with them. Congratulations to Abakaliki FC. I think they are in Division 3 or so.
and Division 2.
Beating
Division
Ikorodu
Division
City is
2.
not a small feat.
So
It's a very small
It's
field.
not a small
Where Ikorodu
feat,
City
man.
where Ikorodu City played for league. But it was when they went against the big
yeah,
teams.
in the round of 32.
Now there they get
beat
problem. Katsina United.
1-0. They stunned Enyimba in the round of
No,
16.
it was. I think it was against Katsina and Enyimba. I know that they were a serious threat.
They won
Man,
they went
Ikorodu
to
United not be small team
quarterfinals
for
and
league.
beat National
Yeah,
United, and the semi-final they won on penalties. Now
Just like
they are going to be in the first ever finals. They are going to
in the
play,
club history.
Yes, the club history. It's going to be
And they'll play
interesting.
Continentals.
The Kwara United beat Rangers. So it's going to be Abakaliki FC and Kwara United in the finals of the Presidential FA Cup. So
There goes
nothing
Europe.
for
There
nothing
goes
for Rangers
conference.
International next season. So go back and let's go and build again for next season. Okay, this is how I'm going to end today's show. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Today we're going to in the Serie A, we're going to find out who is going to be crowned champions in Italy. So tomorrow we'll come back and talk about other games. Remember, and so on Sunday is going to be the final game in the Premier League. We are going to do a live broadcast on our YouTube channel at 4 p.m. sharp. We are live on YouTube to talk about those games. We follow those games live and analyze those games as it's happening live on our YouTube channel. Thank you again, once again, for joining us today show. My name is Godwin, and have a wonderful weekend.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show. Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a goal!
Entertainment. News and politics.
Enugu State governor has
Gospel.
and let them have opinion. The kingdom of God is within people.
Awesome programs exclusively on
Vote